today we're going to be covering some of the things you can do at the Hale Koa Resort while you're in Waikiki.
Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Kathy from Vets on Vacay.
As a retired Navy family that loves to travel, we need to find ways to save money and take advantage of military discounts to help stretch our dollars.
Join us as we share our adventures, tips, and discounts to help you plan and save on your next adventure.
One of the first things I want to talk about is the Hilton Hawaiian Village fireworks. Because of where the Hale Koa sits, we are right next door to the Hilton Hawaiian Village. And every Friday night, the Hilton Hawaiian Village does a fireworks show right off the beachhead. And from Hale Koa, if you sit over by the pool or the what's called the Barefoot Bar or the pool bar
Or the beach.
itself, you have a perfect seat to the show.
Yeah. It's about 10 minutes, so my recommendation is grab a drink from the bar and just relax and enjoy the show. It's a great way to kick off the weekend.
And it starts at?
All the hotels kind of in the area, I'm sure, can tell you exactly when it starts, but it's typically about 8 o'clock.
Yeah. One of the other things they have going on at the Hale Koa is every Friday night they do a live entertainment at the Aloha Prime Rib and Seafood Buffet. That buffet is in the Banyan Tree Showroom from 5 to 8 p.m. We went, they had a singer, like a duo team, a singer, guitarist, and a drummer, or percussionist, I should say.
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah, they were really good. And there's dinner, of course, come with it. So
yeah, I would say go for the dinner, obviously. It is expensive. It's about $75 an adult. You wouldn't go there just for the entertainment, I don't think, but... No. But if you need a place to eat anyway, it's kind of they had a nice vibe. The other big thing, of course, is the Hale Koa luau. That's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And it is what you would probably imagine any luau to have. So you get a lay greeting. You do get a complimentary cocktail. They have non-alcoholic punch for those of you who don't want any alcohol. And then they do some really cool cultural presentations. So it's kind of fun to do. And then, of course, the presentation of the pua.
Which is the pig.
And then there's a 3-course dinner. And then the luau show itself. I thought the show was really good.
The show was really good.
Pricing for adults is $120, at least as of this taping. Check the website for whenever you go. But for us, it was $120 for adults. And E1 to E6 is $86. Youth, which is 12 to 17, is $40, and a child is 5 to 11, that's $28. If you've got somebody who's 4 and younger, they will reserve a seat for them, and there's no cost for that. But if you want them to get dinner, then you have to buy the 5 to 11 child ticket. And if you look on the website, there is a phone number to call so that you can have your 4 and under added to your party. If you are not staying at the Hale Koa and you're coming from somewhere else and are driving a car, there is an $8 validated parking fee.
Magic show.
Only
on Wednesdays.
So let me tell you, the magic show I went to because I knew we were going to be making this video. And it is not what I consider a typical Hawaiian sort of thing, right? Like, you don't think when you go to Hawaii, oh, I need to go to a magic show. But this
you reserve those for Las Vegas.
Yes, that's right. And it was not as glamorous as Las Vegas, but there were some really good tricks. It was family friendly, and it was about an hour in the showroom. Actually, the same showroom as the Aloha buffet from Friday night.
Yep.
The magician was very funny. Anyway, I would say if you're looking for something to do on a Wednesday night, I definitely think it's worthwhile. There's no food involved with that, but they recommend that you go to Bebas or Happy's or one of the other on-site restaurants to get food, and then take that into the showroom.
Yeah.
You'd have a full bar and a waitress who came around. So, and doors opened at 6. And the show starts at 7. And like I said, it's about an hour. Pricing, I'm looking at my notes here because I can't remember. Adults are $42. E1 through E6 is $26. Youth, which is that 12 to 17, is 18. 5 to 11 is 15, and then 4 and under is free.
Go ahead.
Oh,
What you
I'm
talking
talking about everything now.
Oh,
But
okay,
we are
fine.
getting into my thing. So the other thing you can do at the Hale Koa is go to the spa, the Heaven and Earth Salon and Day Spa. There are actually 2 in Honolulu. One is at the Hale Koa and the other one's out in town. They're open from 8 to 6 Monday through Saturday and 8 to 5 on Sunday. And they have what you would typically think of for spa services. So hair, like if you want to get your hair done for your luau night, nails, massage, facials, etc. Check the website for pricing and additional information. They do recommend that you schedule an appointment, but I would imagine if there's space, they're going to let you have a last minute appointment, but they do recommend that you schedule an appointment.
Yeah, so let's talk about the pools for a minute. So there's 2 pools. There's a private adult pool, first of all, or you could technically say there's 3 pools. I'm going to say there's 3. There's a private adult pool, completely separate of what's called the aquatic center. And that pool area is open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. Okay, and it's like all by itself. You got to be 18 years or older to be there. It's actually right over by Beavis.
Which is convenient because there's a bar.
There's the bar right there. Yeah,
at Beavis, right near the adult
walk up bar. The aquatic center, which is the other 2 pools, and I say 2 because they sort of are separated. You have a main pool that's basically everybody. And then sitting just above that is an adults only infinity pool. So that one overlooks the other main one.
Okay, I still consider that an adults only pool and then the aquatic center as another pool. So that's why I just gave him that look like he was crazy, because there aren't 3 pools, there's 2 pools. But I guess I see your point.
Where no one can go in except an adult. So the main pool hours are from Sunday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Friday and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. As a reminder, the adult pool hours are from daily 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
So there are cabana rentals available at the main pool. You can reserve those 7 days, up to 7 days in advance online. And then if you're not sure you're going to use it because you don't know what the weather's going to be like, that kind of thing, you can start reserving them the day of at the main pool towel stand. And then they do have to be, if you make an advanced reservation, they do have to be canceled before the reservation period begins to avoid the charge, which is actually pretty generous. Please double check the Hale Koa website for that, because obviously rules do change. At least when we went, there wasn't a cancellation charge. So if you did it in advance and it rained, you just had to remember to cancel it. Otherwise, they would charge you. For the cabanas, it's a maximum of 5 guests per cabana. It includes 2 lounge chairs, 2 kind of armchairs, regular armchairs, and a small table. Not a big eating table, but more of a cocktail table. Pricing varies depending on the day and the hours. So they're basically divided up between morning and afternoon. So you've got whatever time the pool opens till 12:30, and then 12:30 to whatever time the pool closes. So depending whether it's Friday and Saturday or one of the other days of the week, how much usage you get out of that is going to vary a bit. And then where the cabana is located also makes a difference in the pricing. So really you can get a cabana as cheap as $40 if you're going to do let's say a Wednesday morning cabana right by the towel station. And it can go up to $115 if you're going to do a Friday or Saturday afternoon that's a little closer to like mid-pool.
The other thing is, when you're there at the beach, there is a place called Dive Oahu. It's like next to the aquatic center is this Dive Oahu, and it's basically all the equipment rental you need for the beach. They're open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily, and in the summertime from Memorial Day through Labor Day, they're from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. You can rent everything from, this is for the beach, you can rent everything from beach chairs, lounge chairs, umbrellas. You can get stand-up paddle boards. They have some electric products, motorized products, like a motorized surfboard called Mirage Eclipse. We didn't rent it ourselves. You can get aquacycles, kayaks, snorkel gear. You can get surfboards, bodyboards, and you can also get sand wheelchairs for free for up to 2 hours time.
Based on availability.
Yes.
So I would recommend, if you think you're going to go and it's easier for somebody to have a wheelchair, a sand wheelchair, I would recommend calling Dive Oahu in advance just to check on the availability of those. And especially if you know what day you might need it, I would give them a call for sure.
Yeah. So,
yeah. Now the beaches, I should know, we're talking about a lot of beach stuff, but there is no lifeguard at the Hale Koa Beach. So depending on how well you swim and what the water's like that particular day, just sort of keep an eye out for that. And then if you bring your room key down to the pool, even if you're not in using the pool, you can get a pool towel. So if you're heading over to the beach, go grab a towel at the pool, go hang out at the beach, and then bring it back before.
Now, Dive Oahu does have military rates. So check that out. So definitely ask, have your ID card.
Dive Oahu, if you go on the Hale Koa website and you go down to that section, there is a phone number because they do offer surf lessons and that sort of thing. So if you've got somebody who's interested in doing a surf lesson, be sure to call because they do have military rates, like we said. And so that might be a less expensive option than going to one of the other vendors out in town.
Yeah. It also has the U.S. Army Museum of Hawaii is there. It's free to get in, and it's open Tuesdays through Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So it is a place to check out if you're interested in a little bit of the Army history of Hawaii at the same time. Just
a side note, the Hale Koa grounds are beautiful. And I know we did early morning walks and felt super safe, and it was lovely. So if you're just out for a morning walk, if that's your thing, or run, I don't run, but I do walk. So that was really nice. So set aside a little time for that.
If you enjoyed the video, like the content, please like and subscribe. Taking advantage of any of these items before yourself. We would love to hear from you in the comments. So
I'd be particularly interested in if you've had to rent a wheelchair for the beach.
Oh, yeah.
How much availability there was for that, if you had any trouble. And if you have done any lessons with Dive Oahu, what you thought of those.
That'd be good to know.
Put those in the comments. I'd appreciate that.
Yeah. So once again, hey, this is Mike.
And this is Kathy.
For Vets on Vacay.